adventure as well.
There are people with games.
There are people with games
and stories to tell.
Open wide, come inside. It's Play School. Knock, knock, knock.
Ring, ring, ring.
I'm gonna knock on your door,
Ring on your bell.
tap on your window too. I'm gonna knock and ring and tap and knock and ring and tap and knock and ring and tap and knock and ring until you do. Hello, we've got lots of doors in Play School today.
Hello. A red door, a green door, and a blue door.
Let's have a look at the red door first. See, there's a shiny knocker. Knock, knock, knock. And a shiny handle. And, door seems to be locked. Can't get in. That means there's a lock here. And where's a key? Oh, here's a key here. A key to unlock the door and see who's behind the door. It's Humpty! Hello, Humpty.
Oh. Another door, a green door. This door has a round wooden doorknob, and at the bottom of the door, a flap for a cat or a little dog to go through. And up here, an intercom. Press the buzzer to speak to someone inside. Hello, it's Leah. May I come in, please? Ready to open the door? I wonder who's behind it. Here we go. Meow, meow, meow. It's Diddle.
Let's have a look at the blue door now. The blue door has a wooden handle and a slot for the mail to go through.
And the number 2 and a bell.
I wonder who lives in here.
Oh, it's Shane. Hello and welcome to my place.
Oh, thank you very much, Shane.
Do you sometimes go to a friend's place to play or to visit?
Knocking on a friend's door, knock, knock, knock.
Come on, you knock too. Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock.
Who is that?
Somebody's knocking with a rat-a-tat-tat.
Do you know who's there?
Whoever could it be?
Oh, Leah has come to visit me. Leah has come to visit me.
You ready to knock again?
Here we go. Knock, knock, knock.
Who is that?
Someone's knocking with a rat-a-tat-tat.
Do you know who's there?
Whoever could it be?
Simon has come to visit me. Simon has come to visit me.
Yes, I have, Leah. I've also come to pick up Shane because we're going to go shopping.
Wow.
Come on, Shane.
Bye.
Shane's going to go shopping on the Doors and Windows calendar today. There's lots of shops here. There's a baker's and a fruit shop and a deli, and last of all is a newsagent's. So, Shane, you ready to go shopping? Baker's first. In and out of the baker's. In and out of the baker's. In and out of the baker's, as we have done before. That looks like a delicious loaf of bread. I think I'll buy that. Take it home for my lunch. Thanks very much. And out of the baker's shop and off to the fruit shop. In and out of the fruit shop. In and out of the fruit shop. Whoops. In and out of the fruit shop, as we have done before. Well, there's some delicious looking apples. I think I'll buy one green apple and one red apple, put them in my backpack and out of the fruit shop and in to the deli. In and out of the deli. In and out of the deli. In and out of the deli, as we have done before. That's a great big block of delicious looking yellow cheese. I'm going to buy that and put it on my breadstick when I get home. And out of the deli, last shop is the newsagents. In and out of the newsagents. In and out of the newsagents. In and out of the newsagents, as we have done before. Well, Mr. Newsagent, I think I have my newspaper. Put it in my backpack and out of the newsagent. And time to look at the name of today, which is Friday. It's Friday on the doors and windows calendar. Well, there's someone else going shopping in the story today. But first of all, let's look at the clock. What's the time on the train clock? Well, the big hand is pointing straight up, so it's something o'clock. And the little hand is pointing to the 2, so it's 2 o'clock on the train clock. And here comes the train. Out of the tunnel and pulling up at the station. And on the back of the train, a basket of shopping.
The story today is called Alfie Gets In First. And there's Alfie. And it goes like this. One day, Alfie and Mum and Annie Rose were coming home from the shops. Alfie ran on ahead because he wanted to get home first. Then he sat down on the top step and waited for the others. "I raced you," called Alfie. "I'm back first, so there." Annie Rose didn't care. She was tired. She sat back in a stroller and sucked her thumb. Then Mum found the key and opened the front door. Alfie dashed in ahead of her. "I've won! I've won!" he shouted. Mum put the shopping down in the hall and went back down the steps to lift Annie Rose out of her stroller. But what do you think Alfie did then? He gave the door a great big slam. Bang! Just like that. Then Mum was on the outside of the door, holding Annie Rose, and Alfie was inside with the shopping. Mum's key was on the inside too. Uh-oh. "Open the door, Alfie," said Mum. But Alfie didn't know how to open the door from the inside. The catch was too high up. Can you put the key through the letterbox?" said Mum. But Alfie couldn't reach the letterbox either. Annie Rose was hungry as well as tired. She began to cry. Then Alfie began to cry too. He didn't like being all by himself on the wrong side of the door. Just then, Mrs. McNally came hurrying across the street to see what all the noise was about. She and Mum took it in turns to say encouraging things into the letterbox. But Alfie still couldn't open the door. "Go and fetch your little chair from the sitting room and then you'll be able to reach the catch," said Mum. But Alfie didn't try to fetch his little chair. He just went on crying, louder and louder. Annie Rose cried louder and louder too. Oh, there's my Maureen, said Mrs. McNally. I'm sure she'll be able to help. There's Maureen. Might have to break a window, she said. Just then, Alfie's very good friend, the milkman, came up the street in his van. There he is. Don't worry, mate, the milkman shouted. We'll soon have you out of there. Looks as though this lock's going to be difficult to break, said the milkman. But then, Mrs. McNally's Maureen had a very good idea. She ran to ask the window cleaner, who was working up the street, if he would bring his ladder and climb up to the bathroom window. Then Mum and Annie Rose and Mrs. McNally and Mrs. McNally's Maureen and the milkman all stood on the top step and watched while the window cleaner put his ladder up against the house. He started to climb up to the bathroom window. But when he was halfway up the ladder, what do you think happened? Alfie found a chair to stand on. The front door suddenly opened and there was Alfie. He had managed to reach the catch and turn it like that after all. He was very pleased with himself. He opened the front door as wide as it would go and stood back grandly to let everybody in. Then the window cleaner came down from his ladder, and he and the milkman and Mrs. McNally's Maureen and Mrs. McNally and Annie Rose and Mum and Alfie all went into the kitchen and had tea together. And that's the end of the story.
Everyone enjoying a nice cup of tea. Tea from a teapot. You ready to be a teapot too? Here we go. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, then I shout. Tip me over, pour me out. Come on, teapots. Here we go again. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, then I shout. Tip me over, pour me out. Something else now. What about a tube of toothpaste that gets squeezed out? Here we go. I'm a tube of toothpaste on the shelf. I get so lonely all by myself. When it comes to night time, then I shout. Flip my lid and squeeze me out. Something else now. Zoom! A rocket ready to go to the moon. Here we go. I'm a little rocket, tall and thin. Here is my nose cone, here are my fins. When I get all fueled out, then I zoom off the launch pad to the moon. Zoom, 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 zoom. A rocket and a tube of toothpaste and a teapot. Well, there's another teapot now in an animation. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, then I shout. Tip me over, pour me out. Ooh. More tea, please. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, then I shout. Tip me over, pour me out.
another teapot here, a teapot house. Have you ever seen a teapot house? Or an apple house? Or a shoe house? Silly houses. Let's find out who lives in the teapot house. Whoop, open the window. Woohoo! Squeak, squeak, squeak! Two little mice in bed, reading a bedtime story. I wonder who's behind this window. Oh, it's Dad Mouse. He's watching television. I wonder if Mum Mouse is behind this window. Let's see. Ah, yes, she is. She's having a bath. Lots of bubbles in her bath. I wonder who's behind the door. What's that noise? I'll find out. Ah, it's Auntie Mouse playing the cello. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Oh, what a noisy house. Let's find out who lives in the apple house. Open the window. Open. Oh, it's a worm dancing. Cha 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 cha. I wonder if there's another worm behind this window. Let's see. Yes, it's a worm eating a sandwich. Munch, 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 munch. Do you think there's another worm behind this window? Let's find out. Yes, it's a worm doing the ironing. It's a very clever worm. And who's behind the door? Open the door. A worm playing the drums. Let's find out now who lives in the shoe house. Open the door first. Oh, Mrs. Monkey on the phone. I wonder if Mr. Monkey is behind this window. He is, and he's playing a piano accordion. I wonder what the monkey children are up to. Ah, here they are. 1, 2, 3 cheeky monkeys bouncing on the bed. Eek, 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 eek. 3 cheeky monkeys bouncing on the bed. Eek, eek. 3 cheeky monkeys bouncing on the bed. 1 fell off and bumped his head. Mother called the doctor and the doctor said, "No cheeky monkeys bouncing on the bed." 2 cheeky monkeys now. 2 cheeky monkeys bouncing on the bed. 1 fell off and bumped his head. Mother called the doctor and the doctor said, "No cheeky monkeys bouncing on the bed." 1 cheeky monkey left. 1 cheeky monkey bouncing on the bed. He fell off and bumped his head. Mother called the doctor and the doctor said, "No cheeky monkeys bouncing on the bed." No more bouncing, cheeky monkeys. We're going to be seeing the play school windows now. I wonder which window it'll be. It's not the diamond window or the round window. Maybe the arched window? No. It's the square window today. A kitchen. A very big kitchen in a hospital. making a sandwich. Spread, spread, spread. Cut the sandwich into quarters. And standing them all in a row, ready to put onto a tray. With some fruit and jelly. And off goes the trolley. Along the hallway to the lift. Have you ever been in a lift? Up, up, up. And into a hospital ward.
How are you? Yeah, would you like anything else? Okay, bye-bye.
A patient eating her sandwich.
Have you ever been in hospital? Or maybe you've visited someone in hospital? Well, today, Jemima and Little Ted and Big Ted are all in hospital, and I am the nurse.
How are the patients today, Nurse Simon?
It's Dr. Leah doing her rounds. Well, they're much, much better today, Doctor.
Well, we'd better have a look. Ah, Jemima.
Here's her chart, Doctor.
Thank you, Nurse. Yes, she had a sore ear.
Oh, yes. Well, here's the otoscope, Doctor.
Oh, what an efficient nurse.
That's me.
Let's have a look. Yes. Yes. Yep, just as I thought. It's definitely a sore ear. Jemima will need rest and jelly.
Rest and jelly. All right,
Very
Doctor.
good.
Take that otoscope for you.
Thank you, Nurse. Now, little Ted. What's going on with you?
Here's Little Ted's chart, Doctor.
Thank you, Nurse. Ooh, little Ted's had a sore tummy. And he's been in here for a few days for some tests. Oh, well, best look at your x-rays, little Ted.
Here's Little Ted's x-rays.
Thank you, Nurse. Ah, yes. Well, well. Well, I can't see any problems here. I think that little Ted will be fine. He can stay in just for a few more days. He'll need rest and jelly.
All right. Just write that down. Rest and jelly. Yeah, Little Ted.
Thank you, Nurse. Oh, Big Ted. Now, you've been in the wars.
Yes, poor Big Ted had a broken leg.
Oh, dear. Well, let's have a look at your chart, please, Nurse.
Oh,
Thank
there
you
you
for
are,
that.
Doctor.
Yes, now, Big Ted. He's been in traction for a few days and... Well, I think it's best that he stays in here for another week and, he'll need...
Don't tell me, I know. He'll need rest and jelly.
Why, yes, he does. Huh. You could be a doctor
Why, thank you, Doctor.
one day.
And here is Morris, the orderly, with the jelly for the toys. Some jelly for Big Ted. And some jelly for Little Ted. And some jelly for Jemima. Lots of jelly.
Jelly wobbling on a plate. Wobble, wobble.
Can you wobble like jelly on a plate? Jelly on a plate, jelly on a plate. Wibble wobble, wibble wobble, jelly on a plate.
Keep wobbling, Jelly.
Wobble wobble wobble. Jelly on a plate, jelly on a plate. Wibble wobble, wibble wobble, jelly on a plate.
It's time for us to go now. Maybe you'd like to keep wobbling like a jelly.
Or you could play doctors with your toys. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.